Bam, I'm currently in the car wash, as you can see right now. Were these or were they not the best memories ever, right? Car wash living. As a little kid, you're like, whoa. So I'm just going through the car wash right now, being a silly. But you know, at the end of the day, I want to do video challenge number 48 of 100. And I had a great idea in here. So I was looking for cash, and I don't have cash right now. You know when you don't have cash to get the guys to tip at the end of these things, right? That dry it off. Well, I just realized, you know, it'd be better than cash. It would be to have a bunch of these black cards, right? Right here. So these are black cards. Hold on, let me go ahead and show you. It'd be cool to have a bunch of these, right? A bunch of our cards, right? That's how we pay everybody. Mine's all messed up a little bit because I've been using it a lot. But as you can see, these cards right here, what if you had a bunch of them, right? Just down here in your console, right? And you gave them a $5 black card at the end, right? Bam, and anything. So then that got me thinking, anything like tips to your waitresses, right? You know, any tip that you go to right now, you know, even the deliveries. So you say, well, we don't, you know, a lot of people aren't going to the COVID, right? With COVID, they're not going to eat. Well, it don't matter. What about your delivery drivers for pizza? Instead of giving them a cash tip, what if you gave them a tip of one of these cards that had $5 on it? You see what I'm saying? Or $10 or 20, whatever you are, whoever you want to give, right? Whatever kind of tips you want to give. Because at the end of the day, when you go out to eat and you get these, hold on really quick, you see these air drying. It's so cool. It doesn't even look like, oh, I'm in luck right here that there's not guys right now at the end because of COVID probably, which is good. So, what I'm thinking is though, all of these, so these cards, so there's nobody right here. I'm thinking all of these cards would be amazing for tips to your drivers, tips to anywhere, taxi drivers, Uber drivers, anything, okay? So use it as a tip, and then people are like, whoa, what's this? And you're like, oh, it's just one of the cards, you know, I'm a executive director at SalesVision, so we give away tips like this instead, you know what I'm saying? That gives you benefits and perks and things of that nature. And they're like, what kind of benefits and perks are you talking about? And you're like, well, I mean, it just depends what you want in life, you know what I'm saying? If you want to make some more money and sell products online, you can do SalesVision, right? You hit them with one of those and you're like, wait a second. And you're talking to like, you know, tippers, like people that do jobs where you're giving tips. I mean, these are like the most savage people in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I just went to get a car wash and this girl upsold me on getting the 44 a month versus the $20 car wash I was gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Because then it just rationalized my brain. It goes, all right, why would I pay $20 every time I get a car wash instead of just paying 44 a month and go here like more than 2 times a month? Boom. But all she had to do was give me that knowledge at that moment in time, okay? So if you're afraid to ask the question, all right, if you're afraid to ask the question in your business to buy one of your products and services that you sell, whether it be online or offline, or in life in general, let me just bring this to a lifestyle type situation. Like if you don't ask the question in life, it's not even gonna register, because a lot of you guys are thinking that these other people are thinking about the questions and how to rebuttal what you're about to say anyways, or you're gonna make them feel some type of way or this, that, or whatever. What if she didn't ask me to upgrade to the 44 a month unlimited versus the $20? If she didn't ask me that, I would have spent $20, went again, spent another $20. You know what I'm saying? And then there's months where I don't travel, or where I travel, right? It's not like I'm gonna remember, right? So I pay a monthly thing here, and then I bounce out to travel for a month or two or whatever, right? Because you guys see me, I go everywhere all the time. It's like, if she didn't ask that question, those months where I'm not here and then they're just banking on me, because that's why monthly subscriptions are the shit. That's why I never tell anybody to do anything unless it's a monthly subscription. Because look, at the end of the day, people are gonna buy stuff, but they ain't gonna keep doing it every month. It just is what it is. But if they're on a recurring monthly fee, then you're still gonna get their money even when they're not doing anything. So they're just giving you money based upon the fact of the matter that they were excited about that one-time transaction that gave you that money at that time, because you gave a sales video in that psychology to do so, right? That made them that excited about it, where they put their credit card on a monthly subscription. Because every time the monthly subscription comes in, you guys gotta realize, like, it's not about that month to month. Like, that purchase power, that purchase decision that person is making is based upon that full year or two. Their brain's thinking like constant money coming out, right? But you're getting like, look, if you're doing like a subscription service for like 20 bucks a month, well, you're actually selling $140 a year subscription, but without telling them. Right? So it is gangster, but at the same time, that it's like people are waking up to that now, so you have to sell as good as what that means, because people's minds are realizing what's going on online now. Back in the day, they didn't. You used to charge a $97 a month subscription, and they would just only think about their $97 transaction, right? They would only think about that $97 transaction. So then when they're only thinking about that, they're not thinking about that that 1,200 a year subscription that they're just signing up to, right? For the rest of their lives, really, they're going to be spending $1,200 a year. Like that's the mentality that they are now understanding. They're doing the math, they're calculating. Back in the day, they didn't do that stuff. Okay, like they were only thinking about, oh cool, 97 bucks a month, boom. Their mind wasn't subconsciously thinking, like, from all those transactions yet, right? Because their mind, it only stores in there that information after you see it a repetitive amount of times. Usually, like, dude, it used to be like 7 times, now it's like fucking, it's like, I would say probably you got to hit somebody with a message 30 times now. So you guys got to realize that, I mean, it's like it's a whole new world of like bothering your family and friends, quote unquote, right? So like, you know, nobody wants to bother the same person, because everybody kind of starts to now feel like they're friends with even people that they're not even family with. You see what I'm saying? So man, there's a lot of psychology in this message that I'm telling you guys. But you guys got to realize that, you know what I'm saying? You got to say like, look, you're doing an injustice, is that the word of it? You're an unservice. What would you call that? Put it in the comments below. All right, an in-service, I don't know what it is, but bottom line is you are not, you as the asker, okay? This is gonna give you a lot of confidence moving forward for the rest of your life if you really take heed to what I'm saying on this aspect of your psychology. Okay, when somebody teaches you something, I want you guys to realize it's not about them being cool or knowing something that you don't know, and then you're like, I can't really, ooh, that feels weird to take that from somebody. No, you guys got to realize that like all it is knowledge passed around. So take everything that comes into your mind and watch it over and over and over and over again. If you're in the mindset of elevation, okay, but don't do that with like the wrong things. But the bottom line is like you guys got to realize that it comes down to you having to ask the question, okay? So you have to ask the question more than 11 times, period, end of story, all right? So if you don't ask it more than 11, I've seen these days, and I just make that number up because that's how many times I kind of see it and feel it and know, right? Because I'm sending emails, right? I'm sending emails after emails all the time to like 100,000 plus people every single day, sending an email, text, right? Both. I do both. Text and email. Text are my favorite, to be honest. But you're sending that message constantly, and it's about 11 emails before they make a decision, all right? And that's what I've noticed. So 11 emails though, okay? So you guys got to realize like this is a different mentality that these people have too when they're seeing an email from a person that they know that same message is going to 100,000 people at that one moment. That's another psychological thing that's happening right now, is that most people didn't think about that either. Even when I would send out 100,000 people plus, right, every single time, my normal lists are usually about 300 to 600,000. Right, for close customers, things of that nature. But right now we're keeping it a little bit smaller, just because like we want to make sure that we get the foundation to this new business up, because it's crazy. It's like a lot of amazing things moving together. So we crushing it now though already. But the thing is, like, I want you guys to realize that you have to ask. I would say 11 to 30 to more times. I mean, there's 40,000 messages that are going in people's minds every single day, and that was a stat that was calculated literally like probably 5 years ago. 40,000. I bet you it's maybe even more messages that you guys are getting every single day than you ever used to be, especially now because a lot of people have been stuck at home on the COVID, and they're going through all of these YouTube videos and things of that nature, right? So it's like constant information. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like YouTube's nuts. Right, because you guys got to realize, like, you are used to being stuck behind the television, watching one collective group of people's consciousness, okay? If you're watching CNN, that's one collective group. If you're watching Fox News, that's one collective group of consciousness, right? That's what they want you to see over a long period of time, okay? So, are you feeling what I'm saying? That's what they want you to see over a long period of time. Now on YouTube, where most of the generation is, I'm 34, and so if anybody younger than me, I mean, we're on YouTube, okay? I'm like that middle ground. That's why I've always been blessed. I've always been the middle ground in terms of like the knowledge of our worlds, in terms of understanding technology, okay, as well. So like it's perfect. I've always been that. It's like technology enhancements line up with whatever age that I'm at. It's crazy. So I know what people who are 50, 60 plus years old are thinking, and I know 18-year-olds, right? So in terms of technology, right, as technology advanced, I've been that blessed, right, to where it's like a technology would shift and advance during a time where it was the most powerful for the generation that I was when I started. Because I started about 24, and that's when technology started really kicking off about 10 years ago, I would say. Technology, internet. 'Cause I mean, I got the first, quickest internet in the world. We had Google Fiber like before everyone else, like years ago, and now people are just now starting to get gigabit internet, which is like one up, one down of a freaking gig. And now it's plus, like it's like even further than that. That's basically like saying you're going from like a freaking, I don't even know, like a freaking, like it's worse than comparing a car company to a car company. It's like going from a skateboard, right? Or like roller skates to a freaking Ferrari. All right, it's a huge difference. Like imagine racing a Ferrari on roller skates. Okay, that's a good visual. That's exactly what it is. All right, so I've had that for a long time. I've been so blessed. You see what I'm saying? That's why I feel like it's my job, my duty to pass on technology to people, especially with the marketing aspects, because as soon as you know how to market online, you're set. I've sold every single type of thing ever, and I say these things humbly because I know that I got, like I told you, I just got lucky. Like I got lucky to be born at the perfect time. So realize that what you can do if you're not my age is that you got to reach down or reach up to learn what that generation is doing. The people that understand psychology the most, and in terms of at least technology, is that you don't just go for a certain type of demographic, you go for every single person when you do a business like ours that serves every type of customer. I mean, our digital marketing software to help people generate leads, sales, and customers online, like I'm pretty sure everybody wants that. In fact, I know they do. So you get to make money just freaking sitting behind your computer. I mean, I'm making money from this video right now. So the fact that I'm making money from this video because it's out here in this world, okay, that you guys are living in with your mind right now, it's like, oh, this is online, right? So it's like, whoa, it's a different world, totally. Because your mind is not focused on this world, right, of like actual material things, right? It's not focused on that world. It's focused online on this computer right now here inside of this mind that's coming through you, right, wherever my world is. So this is some new stuff. Like this is some new psychological barriers that people are going through right now. So realize that when you're talking to people, if they don't totally understand it yet, like, dude, this is like a brand new world that people are existing in right now. Your mind is only in my world. It's not in anywhere else. See what I'm saying? So you guys got to realize, like, that's a big transition from like majority of the world who is like seeing 3D life every day, right? In terms of seeing their body, feet, limbs moving all through the body of that world. I'm weird like that because that's how you gotta be. If you gotta understand that people's mind are going from this world that's like real material stuff to like now it's like thinking inside of your world through this freaking screen that they're watching on, whatever screen they're watching this on. So it's nuts, right? You guys got to realize that. So you got to, like, that's why I don't go like, you know, as somebody, I lead thousands and thousands of people to success in marketing online, right? So it's like anything, selling whatever they want. And it's like, what? And those are just the close people. So our messages get seen by over 1 million people every single week already on social media channels. So you guys got to realize, like, you got to think that we have all of these, like, triggers coming in our mind where we are at, like trying to figure out what this whole world is. You guys got to realize, like, the further you think up on top of everything, the farther you're gonna go in life. Okay, so the further you elevate your mind above the world, look down at it like Google Maps. Look down on our world like Google Maps. Instead of living through your eyes that you're watching this video in right now, live up there. You can live wherever you want. Your mind can literally be where it wants to be. I know that sounds trippy, but it is what it is. Why are you watching this message right now? How do you know you're watching this message? It's just because you believe that set of rules that you've only been subjected to. So you only believe what you see because your mind thinks that's what it is. you've associated your mind with it. So it's the same concept with your mind, like in your brain. You can see these things, and then it puts your 3D body inside of those worlds. That's all I ever did. I saw myself driving a Bentley, saw myself doing whatever I want to do every single day, dressing down when I want, doing a video like this, helping people around the world, like living it, right? And then once I got it, then you just keep doing it again. You find a new world that you know you're going to be in, you start making your mind live there until you achieve it. Most people start to see that world, take a few little action steps, and once they feel that no, or that urge of like, oh, they don't think my message is the best ever, oh, I'm gonna quit, right? And I say that like not like making fun of them, but that is what people feel like, because that's they feel like that because that's the only thing they know. So you have to make sure that you don't look at them like they are like weirdos or weak or anything like that. Everybody's like, ooh, you gotta be strong, you gotta be strong, blah, blah, blah. Well, you only become strong by being weak. Every single time that you're weak, you're getting stronger. Every single time you cry, you're getting stronger to where you don't cry again. Like, because you're not gonna subject your body and mind to that position that got you to that emotional place. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have a choice in life to be emotional and put yourself in those emotional situations, or get the hell out of them. Like, you have a choice, you know, like you can do whatever it takes. And that's the mentality that you got to have. You create your world. All right. You are the one that creates your world. Stop saying that other people are doing this to you, and stop acting like you can't change it, because all you got to do is believe in that you can change it, and boom, you start to make those daily actions towards it. It's just that simple. That's what's so silly about life. It's like everything is simple if you just know that to be true. Like, you think about it, you take actions towards it, and then anytime that you feel subjected to like negativity, or like you can't believe they don't like your stuff or whatever, you just keep on pushing through it. And every single time you go through that, you know you're getting stronger, and then you're just boom, you're like, all right, I get it. And it's like anytime that anything negative would ever happen to me in my life, it's just like, I've already been there, done that, it don't even matter. And then you just keep on going. So negativity slows people down. That's the unfortunate part. Like, that makes you close up into a box. So when you are going through that negative situation and closing up into a box, your body's not taking action to create that life that you see. You know what I'm saying? So you guys got to realize that it's all about staying in that positive mindset, and just looking down at the world, like I was talking about, looking down on it from the Google Maps perspective, and say, how can you really like understand every single angle of life itself, right? So when you start thinking of it that way, you gotta realize that you're gonna start seeing life in a whole new world. When you're not living just out of your eyes, you're living it from above there, because that's what your mind believes it is. And so you are. So now you are looking through it. And the easiest way to do that is go to YouTube and go to all of the top trending of the world. Okay, and that's what you're gonna start seeing of the mentality of the world. This is some secret shit right here. If you want to know the consciousness of the world, is you go to YouTube, watch the top trending stuff that's on there. You know that hundreds of millions of people are thinking that, so therefore you know that that's what that world looks like from the top down. So then you act and react based upon the actions and reactions that they are giving after they're going through these situations in their life, right? So it's funny because like people don't realize like that the digital marketers in this world that we're living in, it's like we get richer the worse that the world gets. And most of the rich get richer too. You guys gotta realize that. So like it's kind of wild. The poorest people are the ones that are usually rioting. Of course there's like, you know, some celebrities and stuff, but it sucks that the poorest people don't realize that what they're doing right there is only making the rich get richer. Television is getting your eyes more, so they're doing more ads, and it's easier for them to make money and all that kind of stuff. You got the celebrities at the top that are just making more money off their reruns of their movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got all the top executives and all the top companies that are killing it. I mean, it's literally the rich just getting richer every single time there's riots and things like this too. So like, it's crazy. I see why everybody's doing it now, like in a sense, because they've just been stored up and locked up. When you really understand their mind, their consciousness, you know what I'm saying? And you don't get a judgment, you see why they are who they are. They have no other choice to do what they're doing. Like, that's the thing. Like, they don't have a vision outside of that television. That's kind of interesting if you think about it. They don't have a vision outside of that television. Damn. That's something I'm gonna remember to say a lot. Because it's just the truth. I mean, they don't even know anything different besides what the television's giving. It's almost like all of their consciousness is gone. It doesn't even exist. And they're just literally, whatever that television says is their reality. So they do it based upon that. And that's how powerful TV is. You guys don't realize it, man. It's crazy. It's that powerful. These people are running around like robots. Like literally CNN knows if they do this kind of consciousness to their viewer that watches their television all day, every day, doesn't even look at anything else, right? Just because they don't know any difference to look at anything else. Nobody's ever told them to even look at something else, so how are they gonna know to do anything else, all right? So you guys gotta realize they are that. That's it. They are that robot. And so that's why it's so key to get on YouTube and see what the freaking world is doing. It's a whole different world, fam. Y'all don't realize, like, those television shows that you're watching, if you watch them longer than an hour, you're already lost. Like, you gotta bounce around to these things 15 minutes at a time. You can't keep your eyes on one person's consciousness. That vision is their consciousness, and I'm your consciousness right now. Think about it as you're watching this. So you have to realize, like, there's power within that, and you gotta make sure that you stay with each thing 15 to 30 minutes max. I would say 30 minutes max. So keep your mind bouncing around the world so you really understand the psychology, especially if you're an internet marketer, okay? If you want to become an online marketing professional, right? And you want to be that go-to person, or you want people to call you like this master marketer and blah, 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 right? You got to realize you need to start understanding the consciousness of the world. A master marketer understands the most consciousness in our world. So that's why it's fun, though. That's why it's fun to be on top of that, of like looking at the world down. It's fun. It's like a video game. You're like constantly like, all right, what's that side thinking? What's that side thinking? What's the Democrats thinking? What's the Republicans thinking? If you can live your life with no subjective opinion, okay? So like if you can go where you can watch both sides and have no internal hatred towards each side, because you know that they're only saying that based upon whatever their information is that they've received in their life. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing they know. Why are you mad at them? That's all they know. It sucks that, you know, maybe you don't agree whatever side you're on, but who cares? It doesn't matter if you don't agree one side or the other. You gotta take action upon changing that. If you want to change that, you need to shoot videos like this and talk about it. But to go out and use your energy and expend your energy running around rioting, like that, use that energy and shoot them like fucking 100 videos and upload those to social media and get 50 bazillion more eyeballs, like 50 times that, 50 times your energy, okay? Like literally, stop using your energy to run around the streets, all right? And use your energy to freaking get online and shoot a whole bunch of videos about what you're passionate about. Stop talking off video. If you're not doing a video online nowadays with your subjective opinion, then what's the point? Ain't nobody gonna see it. So you can run around the streets for a little bit and get a television show to show you whenever they feel like showing you, but why don't you show yourself? Get up on here and start doing some videos. And that's gonna be the call to action into this video, is like, get yourself online and get rolling, all right? All this protesting and stuff, as soon as people realize that like it's way 10 times more powerful to get on these computers and on these phones and shoot these videos than it ever would be to go think that you're gonna make some sort of change by rioting, looting, running around the streets and all that nature. And I get why they do it too. So you guys gotta understand, like, that's all they know. There's nothing else that they know than to do that. Whatever they're getting programmed by, in terms of like whoever their people are that's around them, okay, and whatever televisions they watch and whatever rap songs, then hip hop world is nasty, all right? Just real talk. I mean, that's not even an opinion. It just is what it is. They say negative things, okay? Period. The majority of the songs. Now, there is great hip hop, but I'm just saying. Just realize that. It's just what it is. And I only say that because that's all I listened to growing up. And then I realized that it was running and controlling my mind. And I was like, oh, hell to the no. So you guys got to realize that it's all about making sure that you're listening to the right things and elevating your life. All right? I know this message just went back and forth between happy and sad and crazy. Like, about what's going on in this world, but you guys got to realize, like, that's the mentality that you got to have. That's why you can bring people on roller coaster rides whenever you do live events. You go from the top to the bottom, and it's just like, but it's more fun to live that way anyways, because, like, dude, boring stuff is just like mundane, right? Stuff is just like, if you don't get your mind running around, like, you're literally dying, in my opinion. Like, your mind has to keep elevating constantly. All right, if you want to be happy and satisfied in your life, there's nothing more than that you would ever get happy about. There's nothing more exciting, okay? There's nothing more exciting to your mind and joy than having a new experience, okay? So you need to do the same thing with your mindset. You need to have new experiences with your mind all the time so you can, like, level up. Boom. Every single time that you finish, like, a training session or a gamification training session that we do in our world, right, where you learn something new that you know is going to elevate your life, you get happy and you're excited about it. So you got to get more of those dopamine hits. And that's the thing, though. It just depends on what you focused on. So they get, like, what I found out is, like, the more you get into the world of, like, understanding the next levels of life in psychological terms, right, and understand why people are who they are, it's actually more fun, because then you start to really gamify your entire life yourself. You put your body in the world that you want it to be in, so you own your world. Own your world. For real. Own your world. All right, fam. Much to love. I'm just going to leave it on that. Own your world. Shoot more videos. Get your world out to the world. Literally. Put other people's minds inside of your world. And if you're not doing that, then don't expect anything to happen in your life. Nothing's going to change. It is what it is. Really. Much to love, fam. Appreciate y'all for being here with me. Rocking with me. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. All that crap to help the algorithm say that this is cool information, as they like to say. And we'll go from there. All right, much to love, fam. We'll talk to you very, very soon. Peace.